I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. It's an honor for me to welcome some distinguished faculty, families, and hosted class of 2020. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and thank you for providing support and guidance that has fostered the success of this senior class. I have the pleasure of being with by this graduating class online here. Most of them joined us at HSI Katy many years ago, as excited and maybe scared as they entered the school. Here we are waiting here for one last time, this time as graduating class of 2020. Dear senior class, you are graduating as the world grieves a pandemic. We agree with you that your senior year is ending this way. You have experienced something that has never happened in our century. There truly is nothing that I or anyone can say to make up for the time you are losing in what's supposed to be one of the best years of your life. Although we didn't know what the rest of the year was going to look like, our all staff worked very hard to assure you that you are dedicated to giving you the best experience as you finish your time with us here at HSI Katy. Today, many of them have earned the right to call yourself a graduate of HSI Katy. Some may have done it faster, some have done it more successfully, but regardless, they are all here and we are celebrating their graduation. As they sit together online for the very last time, I would like to say something to them. Dear graduate students, after today, all of you will embark on new horizons as you prepare to move ahead with your lives. As I have said to many past HPS graduating classes, your future is now up to you. With the help and guidance of many people that have supported you, you will be able to choose the path that's right for you. As you move on today to a very highly competitive, complex world, we will be here to help you succeed. So with all this in mind, I would like to share specifically some advice with you as the graduating class of 2020. Number one, take the time to think big as dreams help you to do great things, large and small. Continue to learn, be curious, be open to others whose interests differ from yours. Read and learn something new every day. Take responsibility for your successes and your failures. Last but not least, be resilient, learn from your mistakes, and celebrate your accomplishments. As you sit together as a class for the very last time, I encourage you to focus on what you have learned and accomplished in and outside of our school. Use this knowledge, experience to your advantage, as it will continue to help you live your best story. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our teachers and all administrators for their work with our students and their families. A special thank you goes to our college counselors. Despite all challenge, they are committed to the success of every student and continue to take a personal interest in their academic and social development. I also want to specifically thank Ms. Hamadi, who has put a lot of effort in this ceremony for coordinating and arranging too many details. In closing, on behalf of distinguished faculty, staff, and administration of Harriman School of Innovation, Katy, I extend my most sincere congratulations to all of our graduates and families. I wish each and every one of you the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Greetings to our graduates, their parents and relatives, and all of our guests at this virtual graduation ceremony. I was not expecting to be a graduation speaker this year, but I'm deeply honored to have the opportunity. I only hope that our graduates aren't completely tired of listening to me by now. We've all given the graduation ceremony itself much more thought than usual this year, for obvious reasons. During a typical school year, the milestones of senior year follow one after the other, like you're on a ride in an amusement park. Because you got on this ride called senior year, you're expecting to move through each experience of the year as advertised, with no pauses, and you're expecting to be able to hop off of the ride within a specific time frame. After spring break, the ride is supposed to speed by. The senior pep rally, prom, AP exams, senior week, graduation, and all of the feelings that accompany these events. Pride in your accomplishments, sorrow at leaving behind what you loved about high school, relief at being finished, and the anticipation of what comes next. Normally, all of this feels like a roller coaster. It's intense, it's full of highs and lows, but especially, it's over quickly. This year, your roller coaster got stuck right as it was climbing to the most intense part of the ride. We're all sharing in that experience, but none of us is feeling it exactly the way the graduates are. The loss of what almost everyone would agree are the best parts of senior year. The final sweetness of this experience that is ending, that actually ended before you knew it was over. All against the backdrop of larger world and national events that overshadow that loss, but don't diminish the bitter disappointment of missing out on something every other graduating class in recent memory has had. High school graduation itself has multiple meanings and layers of importance. It's meant to celebrate your accomplishment in completing the first stage of your education, the foundation for everything that will come next in your life. But more than that, it's part of your passage into adulthood. Our culture doesn't really have one defining moment that marks you as being an adult. As I'm sure those of you who turned 18 while you were still at our school realized, you might have been able to vote, but you still got hassled for hall passes, and we still threatened to call your parents. The age itself is not a clear dividing line between before and after. I would argue that high school graduation is a major part of that passage to adulthood in our society. Your parents and the wider world will see you differently once you've walked the stage in cap and gown. All rites of passage have what's called a liminal space, a middle stage. While you're in the liminal space, you've left one state of being behind, but you've not yet entered the next. It's basically a waiting area between identities. I would argue that because your senior year experience was interrupted, you've been stuck in this liminal space for much longer than the experience is normally designed for. And instead of passing over that graduation stage and moving the tassel on your cap in one afternoon, by now you've had two separate graduations, neither of which was what you expected. Liminal spaces can be deeply unsettling. You've left the structure you were used to behind, and you have to adjust to existing and expressing who you are in the absence of that structure that you were used to. yet you also can't be sure what you'll face as you enter the next stage. In a way, during lockdown, we've all been stuck in liminality, and we've all felt the stress of uncertainty about what will come next, especially that what will come next has shifted and it's suddenly obscured from view. But I think the graduates are the ones feeling that the most keenly. Liminal spaces are also full of potential and of choice. This is the space where what comes next is beginning to form. Usually, the senior year roller coaster would rush you through that experience. It would deposit you out the other side, no matter how ready you were, and no matter how much thought you had given to what you want to come next. Instead, you've spent longer than any other graduating class in recent memory in this space where the next reality is being created. And depending on what happens next in 2020, your next step may not start the way you thought it would either. If you feel like the liminal space you are in is stretching on towards the fall, I would suggest focusing on the potential for change being in this space gives to you. All of us, your parents, teachers, school staff, we're ready and willing to share advice and support if you need it. Don't be shy to ask. But your next stage will be shaped more by you than by us. It's up to you to decide what comes next, not only for yourselves, but for all of us, as you grow into true adulthood and we all begin depending on the decisions you make to shape the path our society will take next. Congratulations.
Daniel Adaragba, Rahman Adiwumi, Eknur Bati, Ana Castillo, Haider Chukir, Leonarda Dawoodi, Denise Demirovich, Olivia Etim, Paola Gallegos, Jeffrey Garcia, Asia Griffin, Carlos Guillen, Ali Imran, Nick Jaraba, Mohammed Khan, Amira Mahdi, Sydney McMahon, Raymond Mehman, Carson Miller, Mohammed Amin Mohammed, Andrea Molina, Adina Nadim, Maya Nair, Benjamin Nguyen, Maduka Nkuku, Leila Novruzova, Akshay Patel, Mariana Patoni, Tomas Ivan Perez Herrera, Hugo Ramirez Cáceres, Leanne Cristel Rivera, Victoria Robles, Andrea Rodriguez, Gian Rodriguez, Olatobi Sanyaolu, Ryan Scott, Arum Shazad, Monir Shukri, Elsie Silhazar, Fiin Falua Somorin, Gina Taco, Vedant Thorat, Zahid Yilmaz, Omar Youssef,
Good afternoon, everyone. I would first like to thank my fellow classmates for allowing me this honor to speak at our graduation. And of course, I'd also like to thank the HSI Katy staff for allowing us to celebrate our achievements and accomplishments. Good afternoon, everyone. I would first like to thank my fellow classmates for allowing, oh my God, bro, I can't read.
You want to turn it off?
No, I have to keep it on. Good afternoon, everyone. I would first like to thank my fellow classmates for allowing me to have this honor to speak at our graduation. And of course, I would also like to thank the HSI Katy staff for allowing us to celebrate our achievements and accomplishments that we have accumulated up to this point. Although this may be a virtual ceremony due to COVID-19, we should all give ourselves the same pride and excitement as any other regular ceremony. Before I get started, I'd like to thank the class of 2020. Thank you for making memories and friendships that are sure to last a lifetime, and thank you for making high school as fun as possible. Now, many of you have been with Harmony before high school. While some have left and others have joined throughout the span of 4 years, Harmony offered us the opportunity to get to know one another, even if we may not have wanted to. But over the course of our high school career, we have grown into unity and our close relationships. Because of that, I am proud to present our senior class today. We have all grown and matured since the first day of our freshman year. This may be the last time we're all here together. However, spending moments like these, acknowledging our achievements, are all that we need. All friendships lost and newly gained, going into adulthood, finding ourselves, and pushing our lives into the direction we choose has all got us here today. The experiences that we have made shaped us into the people we are today and the adults that we are going to be. I believe that everything happens for a reason. There is a reason what college you're going to is meant for you, and there is a reason why some of us would choose not to go to college. There may even be a reason why COVID-19 stripped our traditional graduation from us. Tragedies happen for a reason. Whether that is at a personal scale or a global scale, they are meant to put us at a test, to see if they'll break us or make us stronger. Hardships will always come, but never last. The great Muhammad Ali once said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. So when hard times come, think of them as a training to your life as a champion. Get through the struggles that you have now, and easier times will follow and soon lead you to greater things. When the ceremony is over, we enter a world of reality. Some may start working, and some may sit at home playing 2K. But whatever you do, have fun doing it. Love life while you have it. It is not something to be taken for granted, because tomorrow is never promised. Finally, all that I have left to say is stay safe during these times, have fun, and stay driven. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, and fellow students. My name is Ryan Scott. It is my honor to stand before you on this virtual stage as the Salutatorian of the class of 2020. On behalf of my classmates, let me begin with a heartfelt thank you to all of our family members. From cradle to college, you have shown us endless support, instilling the work ethic and kindness that will assist us throughout our lives. Additionally, I'd like to thank the phenomenal teachers and staff that have supported our senior class academically. From the first quiz to the final exam, you have challenged and guided us, imparting the skills to become capable college students. At times, we might have made your job difficult, but today we share our success with you. Thank you. Classmates, it seems like just yesterday that I came to Harmony as a ninth grader. We've been through a lot together since then, and I'm truly grateful because I've had the opportunity to get to know each of you. The moments we shared during our high school journey will always be held dear in my heart. I'll always remember Vedant's debates with anyone and everyone, Carlos is everyone's friend, and Muhammad kept us laughing. Together we survived Study Island, my math lab, and the Nush. We have conquered high school and persevered together. Over and over nowadays, we hear the phrase, during these uncertain times. I want to pause for a moment to reflect on what uncertainty has taught us this year. During these uncertain times, we have learned trust. It might seem like our roads are bumpy and paved with uncertainty. More than ever before, though, remember to trust. Trust that our hard work in high school will get us where we want to go. Trust in those who helped us get us this far, because they will continue to guide us beyond our time here. Trust in what inspires us to keep pushing. As we go forward down our unique paths, let us always remember that we are stronger together. We are forever united by our experiences at HSI Katy and HSI Katy, the online version. When forging separate paths towards our own futures, we must consider our skills and experiences. Fortunately, our class is filled with people from various backgrounds and cultures. As a result, we are a class that has seen and understood the world from several points of view. Embrace that diversity and carry it with you as a reminder of where you came from. When it comes to finding your own path in life, what you can do now is not as important as what you want to do in the future. Finding a passion to which you would dedicate your life is perhaps the most important reward of an education. Remember that there is a limit to what high school can do to prepare us. In college, you may face pressure to take one path or another for one reason or another. However, you must consider your interests. If you discover that you aren't as excited about medicine or law or engineering as you once thought, do something else. Follow your own passions and make your own unique mark on the world. And then, be patient and embrace the journey. If you find yourself lost, grab a dollar store shower curtain and mind map it out with a Sharpie. I will hold each of you close to me and look forward to hearing your stories. Of you, I ask this. Be true to yourself. I'm sure that as you progress through college and beyond, you will continue to open new doors for yourself. Do not let anyone manage your life and choose which door you will open. That is for you to decide. John Stewart said, "The unfortunate yet truly exciting thing about your life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is elective. It's time now for us to do what truly excites us and make our lives what we want them to be. It is time to make our own unique mark in the world. It is time for us to become the engineers, doctors, nurses, teachers, and CEOs of the future." College may seem exciting and maybe a little scary, but there be no doubt. This class is destined for great things. We will take the lessons we learned from our teachers and each other and forge our own paths. We are the class of 2020, the class that made history.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. I would first like to take this time to congratulate everyone. Every single person here today deserves recognition. We all did it. We have the biggest milestone of our lives thus far behind us, and I'm honored to be given the opportunity to stand up and represent you all at the finish line. We stand here today because of unrelenting support from our parents, family members, teachers, school faculty, counselors, and administrators. Today was not possible without their patience and dedication. First, let me thank our devoted teachers and staff who have been by our side since we began our journey. Any high school experience is incomplete without the work of teachers, but I can say with utmost certainty that no teacher in this country takes more time away from their families and personal lives for the success of their students.
From the smallest details like making classes as interactive as possible, to staying countless hours after school as chaperones or club supervisors to make sure organizations such as NHS and hosts are actually benefiting our futures. I have never met anybody whose teachers have gone out of their way on their personal time to make sure that student-run events go smoothly simply because they enjoy the company of their students. I mean, what other teachers have you heard go to a student's house after an injury to make sure they're okay, or stay till midnight after school with their students? That stuff you only see in movies. You all are our role models. You taught us to give selflessly and always strive to be the best versions of ourselves, not only by your words, but by your actions, and for that we collectively thank you. Most graduation speeches are a throwback on the 4 years of high school. However, we, the HSI Katy class of 2020, are a unique bunch in that this journey for most of us began together as 4th graders, back when this campus first opened its doors. Today we part ways as 18-year-old adults who grew together as a family. In this past decade, we discovered and devoted ourselves to our passions and interests and have grown immensely together. How we hated our uniforms. Look at us now. Today is the last day we'll ever be wearing matching outfits again. Today we have amongst ourselves aspiring engineers, doctors, politicians, authors, artists, entrepreneurs, athletes, and scientists. As I look back, memories flood through the days where we had no gym, nor a soccer field, yet we were passionately kicking the soccer ball around on any patch of grass available around the school. The robotics team staying up all night finishing their robot to represent our school on the national stage. The dance team practicing countless days after school to put on a lively performance at all school events. The track team training at 6 a.m., the yearbook club capturing all our precious memories, the soccer team and basketball team winning charter school championships, the pride of knocking off geometry over the summer, the terror of SAT and ACTs, the intimidation of AP courses, the enigma of dual credit. There are also flashes of camaraderie as we came to each other's aid in times of need, no matter the magnitude. From homework and SATs to surviving the aftermath of a devastating hurricane, we have always been at each other's side. It's been quite a journey. We worked hard, awaiting the ease that was set to come with senior year, until it was cut short in the wake of COVID-19. Not to trivialize the impact it had on the health, well-being, and economy of the entire planet, nonetheless, this was supposed to be our senior year. We had prom, senior prank day, senior trip, and a traditional graduation, and much more to look forward to. However, this adversity strengthened our bond. We figured out other ways to stay connected and finish off the year. We acclimated to Zoom classes, celebrated each other's social distance drive-by birthdays, sat 6 feet apart, reminiscing at local parks, enjoyed a drive-by graduation ceremony, and are here today for our virtual last hurrah. COVID reminded us to slow down the rat race and to reconnect with what truly matters. Although we should have spent senior year spring worrying about the perfect tux, the tie to match our prom date's outfit, corsages, and limo rentals, there is good in taking a step back, slowing down, and being more connected to those around us. 10 years from now, or even further down the road, we will always be the HSI Katy class of 2020, the one who is quarantined. Grades, likes, popularity, SAT scores will all be mundane and forgotten memories. But the drive-by graduations, birthdays, and virtual classes and goodbyes will go down in history. Moving forward, believe in yourself. Some of us have already set their goals. Others are yet to hone in on their passion. In the coming years, some of us may find ourselves in college, in the armed forces, trade schools, working full-time, or maybe even starting a family. No choice is right or wrong. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Society does not get to decide when or how we graduate, what we study, how much time we need off for our mental and physical well-being, when we fall in love or marry. Some of us are fish and art is in the sky. We were never meant to fly. Others are birds and math is in the ocean. It is futile to expect us to swim. Focus on discovering your own strengths and true passion instead of pleasing others and conforming to societal norms. You are responsible for your success and your failures. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. Go after what you want and make it happen. No excuses. Go out there, break the status quo, and carve your niche. As Dr. Seuss puts it, you have a brain in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you will decide where to go. The path ahead of us will be hard, with failures and disappointments. However, it is up to us to learn from each fall, each bruise, brush ourselves off, and continue trying. If you're feeling a sense of fear as you head on to the next phase of life, a fear of failing, a fear of not measuring up, a fear of not fitting in, know that you are not alone. I'm scared too, we all are, but we are equipped to take on whatever comes our way. Class of 2020, it's been an amazing 10 years with you, and I wish you the very best as we head on into the real world. I'm proud of each and every one of you. We are a powerhouse of talent and potential. We will be phenomenal in all that we pursue and all the places we'll go. Good luck to us all.